Good evening, Rask enjoyers. It's time for Abnormal Barders. Yes, tonight we have 5 skins to chase after: Jungle Tomb Sleeper Bag, Heat Seeker AK-47, Aztec Garage Door, Croco Double Barrel Shotgun, and the Predator Sword. Yes, and these 3 skins here, they are the regular skins. These 3, they will only become marketable when the Rust rotates tomorrow. But these 5 here, we've got about 20 minutes, so we've got to be pretty quick. So if you don't fully understand what abnormal skins are, if you don't fully understand what regular skins are, look in the description right now. At the very top, there are 2 videos provided. First one is a 60-second short video, which will quickly explain everything in regards to what abnormals are, but very briefly. So if you've seen that and you're like a little bit confused still, don't worry. If you look at the second video that's listed, it's about 20 minutes long, but that talks about everything in regards to what abnormal skins are, how to identify them, when they appear in terms of when they become marketable. Super helpful. That's basically everything I know in a video, and by the time you've watched it, you'll truly understand why abnormals are super helpful. Right, so let's go ahead, talk about these skins, but just so I'll get this point across, look at the total sales as of now, look at the subscriber counts, compare it to the previous week. Well, it's quite significantly different based on the total amounts. But also, these skins from the previous week, they're all starting to go down. They sold a little bit too much, didn't they? And now they're suffering from the repercussions. Take, for example, the Jungle Ivy Rug. There is actually, I'll show you a tweet in a second, there is actually a lot of people that are dumping theirs. It's unfortunate, but that felt like an inevitability. Could we see something similar happening to our sleeping bag over here? Because that, by tomorrow, very likely will reach 25,000 subscribers. I don't think we're going to see something very, very similar. You know, Jungle Ivy Rug did over, 53,000 subscribers. That's sitting here with less than half that. But for a sleeping bag, that is still quite a lot. If I could just quickly compare and showcase all the other sleeping bags that exist in the game, you'll see 117, quite a decent portion of them are Twitch drops. But if we look at subscriber counts, that is third. People really did like it. I am very much under the impression people have bought it because they actually legit want to use it. For $2, you have a sleeper bag that doesn't glow in the dark and it doesn't reflect much. It's green, very good for the jungle if you want to hide it amongst all the plants and leaves and whatnot. Also, still perfectly fine to hide in the grassy green areas of the forest, the plains, the fields, you name it, you get the idea. So I do think a lot of people have bought it because they want to use it. But I also made a point of, we have other green sleeping bags already. You know, you could look at the snakebite sleeping bag. You could look at the fish sleeping bag, which right now is cheaper than that. Okay? And the direct comparison I did was looking at the free folk bedroll, which right now is also cheaper. There's a lot less of these in circulation compared to that. Free folk bag very likely will just retain the price it's currently at for the foreseeable future. But that right there, because it has sold significantly more, there is a bit of a concern. Let's bring up a positive. Mr. Sepesh has made a collection continuation, and I do believe that will be continuing. He's also making Senor Tomato, so we'll see if he's going to go a bit back and forth. Not 100% sure, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, just want to bring that up to your attention. There could be more skins being produced and accepted. Will it happen, though? But for what it is, I will sit here and say, I don't really anticipate it rising up in price that much. I think all those other bags will kind of weigh it down a bit, bog it down, I guess the word to say is. But yeah, I think because all the other options are fairly similar in price already, I don't really see it going up in price that much. I could see it dropping off, that is true. I don't expect to see tons and tons and tons of listings, but do not rule out the possibility of there being quite a lot of listings. Top selling skin, there is surely some good genuine demand to it, but how many people bought it with the pure intent to sell, that's a concern. If I were you, and you're sitting there wondering, I don't really want to go all in with this, I don't blame you. I personally think I'm going to probably do 80 cents to $1.20. If you're to play it safer, go 80 cents. If you're to play it a little bit more confidently, offer more. But let me say, there's probably going to be a lot more sleeper bags this year. Well, duh. But will we start seeing more jungle-themed sleeping bags? Could we potentially see more green sleeping bags? Not 100% sure, but inevitably I do expect more green sleeping bags eventually. I do see it dropping off. I don't see it dramatically going down bad. I do see a lot of people appreciating it, but, much like that Ivy Rug, there will be a couple people that end up dumping a big fat stack. It's unfortunate, but yeah. So that is why I suggest 80 cents to $1.20. Heat Seeker AK-47. We've questioned this because when it comes to AK-47s as investments, it's got to stand out. It's got to look super unique. And, well, somewhat recently, we saw the Sakura AK come out, bright pink anime girl. Okay, yeah, that's currently selling for about $5. $1.50 more than the price it sold for in the Rust store. But earlier this year, we had a $3.49 skin, that Deep Ruby AK. I can confirm to you right now on the Steam market that's now listed at about $2. So it's not as bad as what it was, but like it did sell at $3.49 and went all the way down to $2. Yes, there's more of a collection now. We've had some other skins being produced and accepted. We might see one tomorrow. Who knows? But that right there, it's a perfect showcase of that was a very unique looking cool skin for an AK. The amethyst quartz design, very cool, very shiny, very unique for what it was, and yet still went down in price. But that sold about 30,000 subscribers. This right here, our brand new Heatseeker AK-47, it's only just about reached over 18,000 subscribers. It doesn't have as much compared to that Deep Ruby AK. And it's a very strange aim sight. Do you approve? Do you like? I've obviously made a short video showcasing this already, but it's got that strange transparency in the very middle of the aim sight. I'm not sure if that's going to work out perfectly fine. Maybe people still appreciate. We had a bit of a wacky showcase in the Rust rotation, didn't we? I think it stands out reasonably. The colour of it with the yellow stands out nicely at night time. It's got some good night light. But, I don't know. I'm still a bit unsure. But what I can point out, though, is that there have been more skins produced. We have an MP5 and we have SARS. And there is a brand new SAR here that I have to showcase this to you. I've already got a short video of it as well. But when you see this, look at that. Lots of transparency in the sides here. Very noticeable hole right there where the aim sight is. But that seems to be what Vase is going to try for. And let me tell you, he produces some very cool looking skins. I can't help but assume we might see this flourish in the summer in terms of getting quite a decent amount of acceptances. I'm looking at it, I'm questioning it, and I'm feeling somewhat confident. I've seen some weaponody collections that worked out very nicely in the past in terms of being successful weaponody collections, like people actually want them, they buy them. Redemption, Chameleon, 2 years ago, all of the skins are in the positive because people liking it. The more the merrier. I'd like to see more of this. It's being produced. Will Facepunch accept it? We'll see then. Okay. So in terms of a price for that, I've been burned out before in terms of thinking a nice AK might work out well. And there will be more AKs, or there will be more Twitch drops. It's an inevitability, all right? There's tons of these. It has to stand out. It has to look cool. It has to look impressive. The design of that, I will tick all the boxes there. I just hope we don't see people immediately trying to dump them on the Steam market. So I'm looking at this, and I think I will probably go with $1.20 to $1.80. I don't really want to go over $2. I want to see how things play out. If you feel more confident about this chat, you can offer some more. That's totally up to you. But, yeah, I think at worst it might end up fairly low in terms of around $2. But if we do see those acceptances, I could see it work out nicely. And a $1.20 to $1.80 barter could bring in quite a decent amount with the buy orders. So, yeah, I feel fairly reasonable with that option. Aztec Garage Store, this is going to be very quick. We just had 2 garage doors the previous week. Right now, we still have 2 garage doors being given away as a Twitch drop. This has still done 15,000 subscribers at $3. Now, by all means, it's a cool looking design. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more of these potentially being accepted. Produced and maybe accepted. AKA Aztec doors, the jewels, the face, the design. It looks nice. I'd like to see it. I expect it. I hope to. But garage doors this year, well, I kind of gave you a little hint a little bit earlier. Those garage doors for the previous week are now starting to go down in price. Oh, look. The inevitability. Who would have guessed? It's all down in the red. So sorry, but yeah, I am not expecting that to retain its value. Hopefully it does a better job of retaining its price compared to these two. But these obviously sold ridiculously. 36,000 subscribers, 28,000 subscribers. But you, at best, maybe tomorrow, 15,500. That's all right. But your price, you're not maintaining that. We have far too many garage doors. There will be more. There will be more Twitch drops. It's an inevitability. So looking at you, if I was to give you a solid guess, it's conflicting. 90 cents to $1.30. Yeah, I don't want to go halfway. 90 cents to $1.30. I still see that dropping off. I don't think it'll go down super bad, but I could still see it ending up around half its price. And if we keep seeing more garage doors, yeah. Sorry, but I am still seeing quite a lot of them being submitted to the workshop, so I'm being a little bit careful. Croco double barrel shotgun. We only have one other notable dark green double barrel shotgun, that being Bamboo. And Bamboo sold next to nothing. There's hardly any listings. It now is in the positive, which you can see right here. $3, only 12 listings, point made. I don't think that's a reliable thing to compare to, but with how effective green camouflage is in the jungle, I can't help but assume a lot of people might want to hide in the bush, just wait for the unsuspecting prey to appear and pounce. I could see a lot of people appreciating it. There might be more green double-barrel shotguns in the future, we shall see, but as of now, that is the only one. That is now, what, $2? $2.49. Looking at all the others, you might bring up, like, Jade and whatnot. That's a bit bright. It's a bit, like, noticeable. The Croco, it's not that reflective. It's not that visible if you're in the bush. And yes, I have tested this. So looking at that, making a consideration, being aware that double-barrel shotguns, the skins, they haven't really performed very nicely, have they? Well, look at all of that. Even notable ones like Dragon Rage and Thunder Gold, they're still down in price. Only a couple or a few doing okay. Oh dear. Which is weird because you do use them quite a lot. Maybe, standing outside someone's base. But anyway, Croco, I'm looking at you. I'm making a consideration. And I think for that, I'm probably going to do $1 to $1.50. I'm not 100% confident where it's going to end up at, but I could see some good interest in it. All right, if you feel more confident, chat, feel free to offer more. But yeah, I could see it being a little bit funny. I could see it probably dropping down to maybe $2 for a while. I would like to see it work out, and I am aware that the skin creators are intending to turn it into a weapon collection. We have a sap, but they're also juggling Jungle Guardian, and who knows, maybe we get another cock weapon. So we'll see, all right? But yeah, more Croco is currently being made. Cool. So I think I'll still stick with my $1 to $1.50 suggestion. Predator sword, salvage sword skins, they're all going down to $1, buddy. They're all going down to $1. Even chocolate sword, with the sheer lack that it's sold, still down in price. Look at all of them. $1, $1.27, $1.03, 97 cents, 99 cents, $1.03, 93 cents, $1.26. Yeah, I think you get the point. People don't appreciate a salvage sword. So, where's the point in owning skins? But you got the Minecraft sword there, and that's doing all right. But yeah, that came out 5 years ago. That hasn't sold a lot. $3, no way is that retaining its price. So that's going down, and that very likely will go down to $1. So that's going to be a 60 cent to 80 cent bar order. Right, regular skins. So, Aztec Rock Door. Well, it does look quite nice for what it is, and I am aware that a continuation has been produced. There's a sheet metal double door right here. I'm not sure. I'm pretty by default. I don't have as much faith in regards to sheet metal doors, but very recently that jungle building skin did come out, and it's still holding up. But give it a while. I can't help but assume it's going to probably drop off. More listings are starting to appear. Bars aren't increasing. Yeah, it's getting a bit funny. Anyway, so that also sold at $1.49. That did 26,500 subscribers, and yet still, this one's selling significantly less. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't have that much faith. I think I do. I think I do 60 cents to 80 cents for that. Sorry to say, but yeah, I just don't trust sheet metal doors. It would be nice to see more of this potential collection, but Tropico Sap. I honestly believe this is going to retain its value ever so nicely because it's sold next to nothing. 8,500 subscribers as of now. Let's just look at these based on subscriber counts, and you'll see this is actually like bang in the middle. It's got a very fun, goofy design to it. It's bright, it's colourful, got a big beak, big bird design. Not sure if it's going to develop into a bigger sort of animal-themed collection. But you do have Thompsonina Crocodilo. You have. Why has the Italian language become a meme? Where is my Chimpanini Benanini? Okay. Anyway, moving on. Anyway, for a sap, honestly, I don't expect it to rise up in price that much. I don't expect it to drop down in price that much. It's just going to probably end up up 14% like the factory new sap. So, okay, what does that mean then? Well, I'm going to do $1 to $1.50 buy order. And if I pick them up for $1.50, sweet. I'll just wait a while and flip them for maybe about 50 cents profit. That's it. It's fine. Just don't expect it to go up that much. Simple answer. And then Jungle Bite. Very fun, goofy design. When you shoot, you got the little face there. It goes, very funny, very goofy. Green, crocodile theme, lovely stuff. And yet still, because it doesn't have the transparent aim sights, it's going to probably end up like all the other revolvers, the Python revolvers, to be A little bit clarified, but yes, that's only down by 7%. That's all the way down to $1. That's all the way down to $1. That's less than $1. That is $1. That's only down slightly because, of course, transparent name site. That's less than $1. That's slightly above $1. Very nice, bright, and colourful, and yet still down in price. You are going to end up at $1. You are going to be a 60-cent to 80-cent barter. Done. Very straightforward. Okay, then. So let's talk about tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure, but in the past 2 years, third week, fourth week, because I've got to clarify, last year there was actually 5 Thursdays in the month. Lo and behold, we have that exact same thing happening this year. For May 2023, May 18, 2023, we had Complete the Sets, but it was announced. Last year, 2024, there was no announcement, but it happened in the fourth week on May 22, May 22, 2024, we got a Complete the Sets. It was a pseudo Complete the Sets, no announcement, but the skins that are accepted, it was just too much of a coincidence. So will we have one tomorrow? Will we have one next week? Or maybe we just don't in general. It would be upsetting, but it's nice to dream. It's nice to hope for some cool, interesting, random skins to be pulled out from the past. Loads of interesting collections right there in front of you. But which ones could potentially be accepted? If you look at the description right now, you'll see links. You'll be able to look at a tweet where I pretty much bring this up, and you'll be able to see this collection. Feel free to comment below. What collections would you like to see appear in this potential Complete the Sets? Could you see some fish collection? Could you see more of the chameleon collection? Could you possibly, maybe, potentially see some camouflage skins being accepted? Oh, come on, dream on. We've been dreaming for a long time, and I doubt that Face Punch would want you to be happy. Regardless, we do have some regular skins that have been submitted somewhat recently. The jungle themes are still there. Loads of interesting green things, continuations. And TGG is back. 143 skins there. So in the past 2 weeks, just between these two collections, 250 skins to potentially be accepted. Will they pick the ones you want? So yeah, if you want to be up to date in regards to all the newest submissions, consider watching my Rust Workshop skin checks for May 13, 2025, and all collection continuations are chaptered. And so that, I think it's time to do the buy orders, so let's skip ahead and do just that. Okay, and 1 o'clock, here we go. Let's roll. Jungle Tomb Sleeping Bag, if you could appear, I'd be very happy. Are you going to? Will you? Might take a while. Come on, there's 25,000 of you at least. Where are you? No. 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 Come on. There we go. Thank you. Much appreciated. Let me go put that there. Let me go request this amount. And I'm good as gold. Thank you very much. AK. Oh, no. What about the Croco? Hello, Croco. Good day to see you. Right. I'm going to put down... And we're going to go request that much. Cool. Over to here. Nope, still no Heatseeker AK-47. Garage door, no. Predator sword, yes. Let's go put down something like that. Not too many. Cool. Over to here. Here we are. 600 bar. Oh, wow, cool. Yeah, awesome. Lovely stuff. I was so happy to see that amount of barders has already appeared. Yippee. And then Aztec Garage Door still has not yet appeared, so I'm going to go over and do a second batch of barders. Is this the right place? Nope. Here it is. Right. Second batch. Jungle Tomb Sleeping Bag. I could see a little bit more. I could see barders going up to about $1.40 there. But then below that's like $1.30. So, right. I've put down like $1 buy order. I am now going to go push up and try and see if I could potentially go up a little higher. I am thinking... Thinking. Maybe I'll also go ahead and do like $1.30. Maybe I'll just do that. And yeah, just request that amount. Yeah, that's fine. And then we have the Heatseeker AK-47. I can see that you have barders going all the way up to $1.50 right about now. And that was basically the suggestion. But no, the suggestion was all the way up to $1.80. No one's doing that. You're all scared. So maybe I'll just go slot myself in and see if I can take myself a nice little spot here. Just that. 40. There you go. All right. Now, if we could go back over to here. And Aztec Garage Door, how you doing? Your barter's only gone up to about 80-ish cents. Yeah, people are not 100% confident in you. You've got 100 there. I don't know how low you'll go, but I don't think it's going to go down super bad. You feeling reasonably confident to do at least a $1 bar to Hedge? Well, I guess, yeah. Go on then, let's get fairly close. What's the worst that could happen? So with that, thank you very much. Let's now skip ahead and take a look at the abnormal bar to support. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the abnormal bar to support. So, looking at the skins, I can confirm Jungle Tomb Sleeper Bag, it's got a decent bit of support. Loads of barders going all the way up to $1, slightly above $1, going up to all the way up to about like $1.50. And for a $2 skin, that's actually looking pretty sweet. Looks like it could retain its value for a while. But again, I don't really expect it to go up in price that much. The listings we're already seeing at $2.49 already. And then, of course, the other sleeper bags that already exist. We'll see how this rolls out as time goes on. But I do believe a lot of people bought it with, the pure intent to use it themselves. But we'll see if there's going to be a lot of listings in the future. 25,000 isn't nothing to scoff at. But at least it's not 50, right? Over here, we have the Heat Seeker AR. Now, if I could just scroll down, we're fully well aware that this is selling for $3 in the Rush store. There's a decent amount of barders. I mean, there's a guy there that did 600 at 66 cents or less. Well, okay then, if he wants to. But yeah, decent barders going up to $1. Decent bars slightly above $1. And it's going all the way close to about $2. Basically what we suggested. Is this going to retain its price? I'm having doubts, but if quite literally tomorrow, or next week, or the week after, we see more Heat Seeker weapons being produced and accepted, well, I'd feel a little bit more confident. I am fully well aware Vase doesn't tend to go like all the way with it, get lovely batch of weapons being produced, and I know people love his art. So will we see the Heat Seeker AK-47 get a lot more friends and family? Well, could it be the MP5? Could it be the SAR? Could it be something else? What would you like to see in terms of a potential brand new Heat Seeker weapon? Feel free to comment below. So, if you're going to sit here and say, oh, do I jump in and make a purchase then? I honestly think you could just probably put down a $2 barter and pick these up for $1 cheaper. It wouldn't surprise me if you pick some up. But again, what we see potentially being accepted tomorrow, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Over to here, Croco Double Barrel Shotgun, $2.49 skin. Currently, lowest listing is $3.53. Barders, well, very strong all the way up to and up slightly above $1. Going all the way up to like $1.50 and just above, and it just basically stops short of about $1.60. It looks like you could just put down like a $1.80, $2 barter. You very likely will pick these up for at least 50 cents cheaper. That'd be cool. That'd be nice. But yeah, no, I don't. I think it will retain better. I think it will do quite nice, but it might only stay around evens. I think people would appreciate a nice dark green double barrel shotgun whilst they hide in the bushes. So we'll see if that works out like nice as we go through the summer and whatnot. But if you're skeptical, like I said, just stick with your barders. Over to here, Aztec Garage Store. No, that's not retaining its $3 price. No. Look at the barders. They basically only go up to $1, slightly above $1, and that's it. That's it. Done. It didn't sell too ridiculously, but there's nobody wanting to put a stronger barter down. That's inevitably gone down to $1. Sorry to say. Maybe some more people might appear later on, but who knows. Maybe everybody would play it smart and refuse to list theirs below $5. Therefore, other people would have to put some stronger barters down if they want to get them. We'll see. But yeah, that is looking like it's not going to be retaining its price. And I think you could just probably put down like a $1.50 barter, and you very likely be able to pick these up for half the price. Wouldn't surprise me. And also thank you to this Mr. Reinvent for the subscription there. Much appreciated. Right, pretty good. And then, Predator Sword. This Savage Sword is not going to be retaining its price of $3 either. As you can see, all the barters basically stop at 75 cents. That's it. Nobody's going for it. Sorry to say, but that's Savage Swords. It's not the skin. Skin looks cool. Skin looks nice. But it's Savage Swords. We keep seeing a decent amount of them being accepted here and there, but they all inevitably go down to around $1. It's like inevitable. So if it keeps on happening, I have to keep warning you. So, yeah, that's it. So that's all the skins. Honestly, the only thing that's probably worth chasing after in terms of doing a good, stronger barter is this one. Would you buy it straight from the store? I think you're just better off stick with a barter. This AK, though, we'll see how things play out from here and now, but it is looking interesting. But we have been in the position before with Duke Ruby AK-47. That looked interesting. And then what happened? Well, that's it. That's all that needs to be said. So, hopping out of here, let's just talk about some interesting details. So, we've already made the point about, like, the potential of seeing a complete the sets. So, if I could just quickly bring this up. Once again, we looked at this earlier. Here is this candidates list. I made it. This isn't the official list, but it gives you a very good insight in regards to what potential collections could be appearing if we were to have a complete the sets. But if I could also just showcase this to you, there's the 48-hour analysis. This tweet, I've already showcased it in previous videos, but this is the May 2023 complete the sets. As you can see, whiteout, military hoodie, it's all there. All those interesting collections, that's nice. And then 2024 looked like that. I am expecting it's going to be something like this. We'll see maybe a few skins that were on the workshop for like a good couple of years or so, but we'll still see some fairly newish things being submitted and accepted. So, tire tier 3, the boots and gloves, perhaps, maybe, something like that. That would make a lot of sense. I just hope to see some clothing and armour. After what we got this week, yeah, spit. It would be nice. Are we still going to get, like, jungle-themed skins? Or is it going to be completely devoid of jungle-themed skins? I did make this point, how when you look at the actual store here, so back over to here, all of these are still jungle-themed, every single one of them, where, in the past, when we had big updates, we didn't like constantly see the trend of skins in reference to the update constantly being accepted for all the Rust store. It would just be like the first week, the force wipe, but jungle was different. But then again, the amount of jungle themed skins being submitted compared to, of course, like regular skins and whatnot, it is still like vastly more jungle related stuff. So lots of green, lots of jungle themes. There are a sprinkling of like random collection continuations. You might have spotted some, but it is still like mostly jungle, Croco, jungle worn, bird of flak, food chain. Like, and then you get like Spectra, and that is a very nice looking Thompson. Yep, behind the man behind the Tempered collection and the Chameleon collection, he's now making another very shiny looking collection. Ooh, how pretty! So yeah, lots of interesting things could be accepted, but is it going to be sticking with jungle? Look at these, got a jungle backpack. You got jungle burlap set here, all nice and green. I got a short video of that. It looks very impressive. But, as you'd know, Face Punch are very averse to the idea of accepting green clothing and armour. So that's where we look at like tire boots and gloves or tier 3. Maybe something completely brand new. Maybe a tiger set. Who knows? But we're kind of expecting not to be that happy regardless. That's the way it should be. Yeah. But if I could just quickly show the sales. So my expectations, I thought, like Jungle Tomb Sleeping Bag was going to do between 21 to 25,000 subscribers. Heat Seeker AK is going to do between 16 to 19,000 subscribers. All my estimates were pretty much bang on. And the sales we got here, as of now, they're still good. But, yeah, is it going to stay like that? Are people going to still constantly want to get more and more jungle-themed skins? Offer your opinion. Comment below. Right, so yeah. There is no inevitability of a complete the sets, but it sure would be nice. That is my conclusion. I'm leaning with, I don't really think it's going to probably happen. I don't know if Face Punch are even aware of it. I keep track of all these patterns and things and whatnot, but just to clarify, as I said, last year in 2024, we had 5 weeks. We had 5 Thursdays. It was the 4th Thursday, so maybe it's not tomorrow, maybe it's next week. Just keep your fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. I should also point out that I am making a brand new video series, Road to Big Grin. Now, I actually recorded that like at the beginning of April. The reason why I've only uploaded it now is because it's slow. It's slow. So, with the potential part 2, there's not going to be that much in regards to talking about like, oh, I've already succeeded. No. It's a slow process. But we are getting close to June. And, well, if we go over and take a quick look at the player count, it is not exactly super impressive. But June is where we do start to expect to see like kids actually properly out of school. May was interesting because we got the jungle update. But next month, hopefully that's really, that's where we're going to start noticing like a big shift with more people playing and bigger peak player counts. That's the hope. But even then, that still might not be correct. I know. You have to kind of ground yourself quite a lot. It's unfortunate, but the more you are aware of these things, the more you're prepared for potential bad things. Anyway. So, if I could also bring this up, at the very least, we are looking forward to some interesting changes. I can't speak French. Oh, translate, that helps. But I'm sure many of you are fully well aware that we're going to see some changes to the silencers, aka you cannot craft them anymore. Instead, you're going to have to make some like makeshift designs. One with a soda can, one with what was the other one? Oil filter silencer. Basically, the ones that you can make have very restricted amount of usage. The soda can one, you can only shoot 12 regular shots from an AK and it breaks. And then with the other one here, only 48. And, well, you can still find silencers, but you've got to look for military crates and whatnot. So that's going to be a pretty interesting shift. I'm not sure if that's part of, like, the considerations. Like, Facepunch have been asking for feedback on Twitter, and that might be one of the things, because you can hide very easily in the jungle. Just a fairly cheap kit of green clothing armor. You're basically invisible in many instances, especially in the shade. It's ridiculous. And then I am noticing, like, changes to stacks, and changes to, like, how much things cost to make and whatnot. Cool. So it's not going to be a matter of we're going to be expecting huge, big, fat updates anytime soon, but we're going to start seeing maybe a lot of changes like this. Nerfs, buffs, you name it. Maybe they'll make the tigers weaker or stronger. Oh, well, that'd be fun. But yeah, keep an eye on the commits. Lots of interesting things being talked about. And of course, like we said with the silencers, that's going to be a shift. Let's see what else they nerf. What would you like to see being done? Again, feel free to comment below. Right then, so whiteout jacket. Nah. Loads of people are hoping for that. Could it ever happen? That's the real question. So if we go over to here, maybe not whiteout, maybe doodle jacket. That'll still be good. But yeah, we got a black jacket last year, the training jacket. Come on, let's go on the opposite side of things. I'm sure plenty of people would like it. And I know right now you're going to sit there and say, it would make so much money for Facepunch. Loads of skins have been like that when they were submitted. You know, that was submitted back in the summer of 2023. If that was accepted back then, oh my goodness, that would have sold ridiculous amounts. But they don't accept it. They don't like camouflage skins, it seems. So maybe something like that. It's still mostly white. That'll still be alright. That'll still be cool. But yeah, maybe neither. Most likely neither. Never. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I do expect some boots. That feels like an inevitability. Which ones? Black Diamond, Chameleon, Military. Honestly, Black Diamond would make quite a lot of sense. That wouldn't surprise me. And even just some boots could cause like a spike of price. Yep. So be prepared for such a thing. Right. So yeah, that basically feels like everything that needed to be said. Enjoy your Thursday. We'll see what gets accepted. But like I said, just try and keep your head up. You might not be very happy with what you see.